Welcome everybody. We've got a good one for you today. Agentic AI. I've been playing a lot with the back end of what Lofty can do. If you've missed part of what we've done, there's a whole section for AI now that you can play around with. And some of it is beta, some of it you need to request to join. But Bailey and Dave are going to show us exactly where we need to get started. Bailey, how are you today?
I'm doing so awesome. How are you?
Good. Quick intro. What do you do at Lofty?
Yeah, so I've been with Lofty for about 4 years now. I am a product enablement engineer, which means that I work with awesome customers like the ones that we've got online and build out really cool AI and other products.
Nice. Dave, what about you besides having awesome t-shirts?
Yes, sir. So I'm the guy that gets to make the t-shirts. I'm the head of marketing for Lofty, and have been really involved in creating the content and message for what we're calling Lofty AOS, which is the first agentic AI operating system for real estate that we're going to show folks today a little bit later in the call.
I love it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. And obviously, I love using Lofty. Our whole brokerage uses it. We use it as a team. We've been on here for a very long time. We're big proponents of this amazing company. Where do you want to start with Agentic AI here? Because you guys are the only ones who are fully in with this.
Yeah, so we're gonna explain exactly what we mean by agentic AI, right? But I think maybe the best place to start is sort of what's been the experience in real estate to date with AI, right? Because AI, when it was first introduced, it promised so much, right? And yet, despite many early adopters and many folks experimenting with different products and different tools, it's sort of yet to drive large scale, meaningful results across teams and brokerages. And it hasn't been really sticky, right, in terms of adoption. And so we thought that, everyone thought like, this is easy, right? AI is just going to be able to automate all my follow-up. It's going to remove any chance that I miss opportunities. It's going to, put less strain and drain on agents themselves. And it's going to significantly reduce administrative overload. I think we saw some of these things, right? But just maybe not at the level we expected. And what we discovered is that it wasn't really that the AI, that the tools themselves, it wasn't that they weren't smart enough. They can answer the questions, they can draft the content, they can analyze data in order to help you make right decisions. But the gap was sort of this execution layer, right? The early tools couldn't sort of piece all those things together so that they made sense in one sort of automated, systematized workflow, which we call autonomous execution. What we really want from AI, and I think most real estate professionals really need, is this concept of true autonomy, right? Where you've got AI that's taking control and ownership of complete workflows, but it's working in the background, so it doesn't need to be prompted. You don't need to babysit it constantly for it to have value, right? We want it to follow goals, rather than just taking actions. What can it manage in order to drive towards a tangible goal? The more it can surface priorities, low-hanging fruit in the database is going to create value. But then we also want it to know and understand what is the right time for it to surface that up, right? Escalate to the real estate agent at the right time for them to take over the relationship. So How do we solve for all this? Enter Agentic AI. And I am going to let Bailey go into some of the more technical explanation of this. But the quick way to think about it, right, is the difference here is Agentic AI is going to operate proactively. And it can take true ownership of multi-step workflows, right? And we're going to show you exactly what that looks like and why it's important.
Okay.
It's goal focused. So you give it a goal and it has the capability to make decisions and take actions as needed to drive towards that goal. And in doing so, it adapts along the way and it can act autonomously in order to drive the most beneficial outcomes.
All right, I've got a couple questions before we switch over to the other slide. First, what's the name of the little character on the top right?
I don't think we've officially named him yet.
Bailey should name it. Bailey, we should name
it. Is a he.
I want to see some suggestions in the chat. I think we can leave it up to the community, right?
Oh, I never even thought. All right, everybody.
I think that would actually be a pretty good social media contest, right?
That is a great idea, Bailey.
Name the robot.
Name the little robot. Has no gender right now. Maybe it never has. Just name it. Patty, yes, AI is currently utilized by Lofty. Bailey's going to show us how. If you haven't seen it, your brain might blow up, literally. So it did when she showed it to me. So, all right, let's get some names going really quick before we switch over to Bailey. Robbie McRobot.
We got two Robbies right after each other from two different folks. I'm like, something's in the air.
I like
cool.
that.
I'll keep on monitoring the chat as those names come in, but I want to make sure that we have enough time to get to the good stuff. So helping us understand what makes AI agentic. I think even when I had started this journey, I heard that word used a lot and I was like, what are we talking about? So I think we're all pretty familiar with ChatGPT at this point, and it is a fantastic tool for content generation, right? We can build our different GPTs, give it some scripts, but ultimately we need to actually tell it what we need it to do. And usually we have to go in and refine it pretty heavily, right? Remove the em dashes, remove the weird bold. It's not necessarily ready to fly, and it's not going to do anything unless we ask it to. So this is a great example of something that is a traditional AI. When we're thinking about agentic AI, this is something where we train it or give it a job or a task, just like a new employee. And then once we've equipped it with the knowledge that it needs to be able to complete the job, it's running on its own. So the example that we're showing here and what we'll jump into in the product demo is Lofty's AI can actually see leads engaging with your website, send personalized texts based on what the lead is looking at. It qualifies them. It follows up with you as the agent. And all you know is you wake up and you've got a showing booked on your calendar. So this is all happening behind the scenes and totally hands-free. And that's what makes it agentic. I'm seeing Loftimus Prime. That is super funny. In the chat.
Another good one. Hold on before you switch.
Did I miss it?
The artist formerly known as Chime.
That is good.
That's hilarious. All right, continue.
All right. So as we're thinking about the hierarchy of capabilities with AI, this is a model or a concept made popular by OpenAI. And this basically just helps us understand the abilities that AI has at different levels. So at the bottom, we have chatbots. We just use that example of ChatGPT. I enter a prompt, it gives me something back. Reasoners are the next level in sophistication or capability. This might be like your custom GPT, or you train it. Hey, I want this to sound a little bit like me, or I want, to give it some kind of a knowledge base. So you're still really manually building out this skill, and it still is only you ask for something and it's putting something out, but it is a little bit more capable because you're giving it that knowledge base. At level 3, this is where we see agents or the word agentic come in. This is where we are training the AI how to complete a skill, and then it's totally hands-free from there. Innovators and organizers, these are actually a little bit more future state. I would say we're not quite here yet, not even in real estate, but as a whole. But we're seeing really amazing things happen with like OpenClaw and Claude. And so I would say, you know, the industry is changing so rapidly. Most of the real estate industry is really operating at a 1, maybe a 2. And it's really exciting that Lofty is able to unload or unleash some of these level 3 agentic hands-free agents. So really excited to go over this with you today. The Lofty AOS is the operating system that these AI agents were built upon. So instead of thinking of these as separate tools that are kind of in their own lane, we're really integrating this with our entire platform. And so these are able to hand off and communicate with each other and really help streamline your business. The 4 that we're going to go over today are social agent, sales agent, homeowner agent, and AI assistant. And the reason that I think this is such a cool platform and what makes it this operating system is you can kind of build a circle around this and they're all feeding into each other, right? Social agent is going to create content to help bring leads onto your website and into your platform. Sales agent can help you qualify them. Homeowner agent will keep your nurture or your homeowner leads warm. And then AI assistant is all for you. So these are all working beautifully together. Let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so first one that we will talk about is our social agent. This is baked into the platform. And with Lofty, every single Lofty user in the world gets Social Studio for free. So that gives you the ability to integrate your social media channels. You can create a post and manually send that out. That's always available. What Social Agent does is really builds upon that and completely automates the social media cycle. So you're able to actually compare to what other well-performing social media accounts are doing in your area. And Social Agent can scan that for the types of content that it's putting out, the frequency, and create a post plan specific for you. Now, if you're somebody who maybe we are building our confidence with AI, we still want to have a little bit of control over what's going out, you still have the ability to set some guardrails, like the frequency, the types of content that you put out. And you can even prompt it if you've got specific hashtags or a specific voice that you'd like to use. But if you're not so inclined and you don't want to worry about that, Social Agent can just run your post hands-free. So all you do is generate your week's worth of content. It's creating images for you. It's creating the captions, all based on what is performing well at that specific time. And these are scheduled. So totally hands-free on March 7th, this post is going to go out. And it's something that I, as an agent, did not need to think about or really spend any time on. I think what AI does so incredibly well and what we're excited to see is it reduces that cognitive load or that thinking that you have to do to run your business. So you can focus more on attending those showings and building really strong relationships with the people who come in. So that is our Social Agent. It also can help you post automatically for any new listings that you have or as your listing statuses change. So it's a great way to just autopilot your social posting.
So a quick point, Bailey, just I think that's important, is you as the user or you as the real estate agent still retain control though, right?
Absolutely.
You can absolutely modify that content if you don't like it. You can set it up so it requires approval in order to publish those posts.
Yeah, so it's just batching up the content for you. And if you don't make any changes, then it'll post. But if you want to come in and maybe that's part of your weekly routine, right? You got your Coke Zero and you sit down and look at all your content. That's absolutely something that you can put into your workflow.
I love that.
Okay.
One more thing, really quick. Bailey, where did you go to access this so people can see?
Yep, great question. So we are in this marketing tab and we're looking at Social Agent. Now, again, the social studio is the tool where you can connect your social channels. Everybody gets that for free. Unlimited manual posts. You can come in, story, reels, video, image, landing pages, whatever you've got. Social Agent is the agentic part, or the AI that's available to you as well.
Perfect.
Yeah. So next one that we're going to talk about is Sales Agent. When we're thinking about kind of, again, that cycle or that funnel, now we've made our amazing posts online and we've sort of brought these leads to our website where they can interact. And this is where Sales Agent starts to kick in. Looks like we changed the website. Where is my, there we go. One thing that I think maybe we don't talk about enough is before the lead is even having this interaction with the AI robot, we want to make sure that their experience is very pleasant, right? I personally love home shopping, as I'm sure we all do. I was on Redfin the other day, and the filters are kind of hard to engage with, right? And different websites have different places where these live. We've built our Sales Agent into the search. So all I have to do is say like natural light and pools. There's no matches in this area, but Sales Agent can apply that filter for me and make my search very, very easy. So already I'm ahead. Oh, sorry if there's some background noise. Once the lead is on the website, they're engaging with these beautiful photos. They can request a tour. They can actually talk to Sales Agent, and they can ask questions about the property itself. So the school district, they can talk to it about other areas that might be good for them to check out. One of my favorite prompts when I'm testing this out, I like to say I got accepted to the nearby university to play rugby, and I want extra bedrooms that I can rent out. And so Sales Agent is able to find these properties with extra bedrooms and kind of give me kudos for having this mental mindset of making more money. But on the background, it's collecting all this information on me. And so as the agent, you are getting basically delivered this engaged lead with good information. And it's updating in real time. So we can see as my search criteria is changing as I'm talking to Sales Agent, it's actually changing the property alerts I'm getting to make sure that everything is correct. And if I request to meet with the agent, then Sales Agent is able to pass that along as a showing request. So it's really deeply connected to what's actually happening with the lead, and hands-free for the agent. This is all happening, and the agent just gets notified that cool stuff is going on.
And it is pretty cool stuff.
That's kind of at the individual user level, but a lot of us have a big database that maybe we want, some cold or nurture leads to be qualified or worked by the AI. So not only is it working these one-off cases, but in your whole database, as it has these good conversations with your leads, it's able to help categorize them. So high priority prospecting is somebody who's maybe had a couple of chats, but not, this high priority big moment of engagement. And then monitoring is where AI is trying to nudge them forward. So let's say I want to, go ahead.
Quick question on that, and you may answer it next, but it's also a question in the audience. How do we turn this on, or how do we just let it loose so it starts doing it?
Yeah, absolutely. We can jump into the settings in after we look at this part, but at the top level, so if you are a Lofty account owner, the AI assistant will work all the leads in your business or your team. And then each individual user actually gets, I think, 10 Sales Agents leads that get to be qualified for that personal level too. So hop in and play with it a little. But what we're looking at right now, so AI Sales Agent has had this conversation with Barty Simpson. It's gathered information on what they are looking for, and it's actually scheduled a phone call task for me as the agent. So I'm the one who's able to step in and have this great conversation. I've got the full context here about what Barty is looking for and what that next step is. But what's even better is that I can generate this call script so I know exactly what's going on, and it even will raise some potential objections. So I feel really, really confident when I'm walking into that conversation. Whereas before, maybe we have to fight that urge to be like, hey, I'm just checking in. Now I can say specifically, like, I'm calling to actual conversation points, I'm feeling confident, and I can kind of practice that before I get into the phone call.
That's going to be really valuable for newer agents, right? That might not have the confidence of more experienced folks, or even ISRs that might be working these leads as a first touch.
Yeah, anything we can do to equip, right? And even if we've been doing this for a million years, sometimes it's really nice to have some specific talking points that you can use to work into. So we're really excited about this. That call script was one of our newer features for Sales Agent. So with Sales Agent, you get full performance reporting on the leads that it's reaching out to, the call tasks that it's handed over to you, all of those good things.
That's
But
crazy.
what was that?
That's crazy. I said that it tracks everything and you get to see what it's doing and just the conversion.
Well, it shows you how much
Yeah.
time. It shows you how much time you've saved as well, and
Yeah.
like cost savings. Because
Yeah.
AI,
So let's say,
for the sake of AI, is not so valuable, right? But AI that drives measurable productivity. That's what makes sense.
yeah. And leaning into the agentic part, this AI leads updated. If I have a conversation with Sales Agent and it finds out that I've got a property address or an email that I prefer, instead of that conversation just kind of getting lost, it's actually able to go in and update the lead record itself. So you're getting that good information, and that's totally hands-free. Yeah, you can see all of the engagement that it's having, but to make it run, it's in this settings area. You can prompt the AI. So here I've put in some rules or instructions for how I want it to talk to my leads. And then in enrollment, you can choose how it's reaching out. So I invite everybody to go ahead and check that area out, maybe after this call, because I want you to hang out. We're still getting some good stuff. But that is our beautiful Sales Agent.
That's awesome.
So with Sales Agent, yeah.
Can you show the playbook, Bailey? Because I feel like that's one of the best sort of examples of like visualizing agentic
Yes.
goal.
Yeah.
Goal.
So the playbook part specifically, this is something that we are kind of beta rolling out to our users. We really want to make sure that we're nailing it. The feedback that we got was, I don't really understand what Sales Agent is doing, right? I can see the reporting, I can see the value that it's providing, but like, what is it doing? And so these playbooks are basically instructions or jobs that we're giving to Sales Agent. We're telling it exactly how to interact with leads, if I want it to schedule a call task with me, how I want the leads to be tagged, and then it's able to operate in an agentic way. We're also able to really refine these long-term campaigns. So these are for our quieter leads, maybe those who need some more nurturing or those who are non-responsive. So we can just put Sales Agent on the task and it's going to run it for us. It looks like we've got some questions about the scheduled calls. So these are just call tasks. So Sales Agent is basically saying, hey, you need to talk to this person. I'm going to set a reminder or an activity for you to do so. But it's not necessarily a, hey, Patty's going to call you on Tuesday at 11:25 a.m. Okay, we've got 5 more minutes and I've got 2 more, so I'm going to run so quick. The next one that we have is Homeowner Agent. This is in beta, so if you're somebody who is excited by kind of trying out the latest and greatest, then I definitely recommend coming into this AI Copilots and looking at Homeowner Agent. This is for activating our quieter database. So this has property enrichment, where we're updating the property record with things like tax information, equity, so you can have those really great conversations with your leads. Homeowner Agent will also qualify and classify your leads based on the way that they are interacting with your emails, the automated AI emails, and the public record data. So this is great for flagging our likely movers, and also great for having just educated conversations with our leads about what's going on with their property, right? So much more empowering to walk into a conversation saying, hey, Jessica, I noticed that your equity has changed to this much, versus like, hey, I'm just checking in. So Homeowner Agent is really, really exciting. And the last one, I think probably best for last, the AI assistant is my personal favorite. Yeah. Everything that we've talked about previously has kind of been specific to the lead journey, but AI assistant is really dedicated to you as the agent and helping you move through your day more quickly. We had a couple of questions in the chat about like transactions and property or document working. And so one of the newest capabilities of our AI assistant is it's able to, do I have to upload this way? Go through your purchase agreements. This is a fake one, and it can actually pull out things like key dates. It can pull out addresses, names.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is brand new, and it's really, really cool. That's so AI assist. Yeah, you know, it's kind of, everybody misses things, and transactions can change so quickly. So even if you're using the transaction management system, pop your agreement in at the end of it, and it'll make sure that all of those dates and numbers are actually correct. So really, really great. Another great feature about AI Assistant is once you've completed a call, so let's say I've used my sales agent to run that awesome AI script, I can actually use AI Assistant to go through that call recording and transcript. That will pull out some key actions for me. Like if I said I was going to call Barty back on Wednesday, it'll create that appointment or that call reminder. And so this is so deeply connected to your Lofty, and it's really going to help you move throughout your day.
That's pretty awesome. I love that. What's the cost to add this to our current Lofty? Is it included? How do we turn this on?
Yep. So what we're looking at right now, AI Assistant, this comes with every single Lofty user's account. If you join prior to, I think, March 2024, you get 10 conversations per day. But if you are hitting that limit, like I know sometimes on ChatGPT or Claude, once we hit that, we're ready to upgrade. I think it's $9.99. And then anybody who joined after that date, that is fully baked into your account.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. Very cool. So if you go, show me something, go to the AI Copilots button on the top. Yeah. You've got these things. So tell me really quick, like give me a summary of these just so people understand what these are.
Yeah. So this is really, when we're thinking about AOS and the Agentic operating system, this is where Lofty is already at or is heading. So a few of these are available as a beta launch where you can interact with it and get a lot of value. But we are full steam ahead in building out a fully, truly agentic system.
Yeah, so just think about them as they're the specialized agents or specialized workers that Lofty's AOS can call on in order to take ownership of those real estate workflows.
I love it. All right, so if people have questions about this, where would they go? Who do they reach out to? Do they talk to AI about it? How does it go?
Dave?
Yeah, so I think that if you're interested in becoming a Lofty customer, the best thing to do would be to use that QR code right there on the footer of the screen. Mm-hmm. Fill out that form, and one of our consultants will get in touch with you. They'll be able to sort of walk you through the platform in a bit more detail and sort of drive into the things that that you're most interested in, ask any questions, etc. For existing customers, I would say we've got a bunch of different options for getting assistance. We've got the help center that's always available. You can ask questions to the AI itself about how to do certain things. We have 30 plus different live training sessions a month, which you can see on lofty.com. Thank you, Bailey, /training. And then of course there's support tickets, right? You can always fill in a support ticket, reach out with a specific question. As well, I think the last thing to mention, because Tristan's so supportive of it and adds so much value to it, is the Facebook community group. If you're not a member of the community, I suggest joining it. A lot of questions get answered there. It's not really a support forum, but it is a great place for Lofty customers to help other customers get things going and really get the most value out of the platform.
I just put that link into the chat. If you're not part of it, join. You can put some questions in there. We do spend some time in there answering certain questions and just other community members helping out. Now, if somebody's currently with Lofty and they have a question, where's the best place they should go to get answers?
Yeah, I think I would probably start with the help center, honestly. Would you agree, Bailey? It's sort of the quickest. If it's in the help center, that's going to be your quickest route. Second, if it's something that's very specific to your system, is it an error or something doesn't look like it's supposed to, that's when I'd probably create a support ticket. But look, if it's just something that you need advice on, right? Like, what's the best way to set up this automation to hit this certain lead type? There's a bunch of folks in the Facebook group that are fantastic at answering those questions. And a number of folks as well that are sort of really skilled with the AI and have kind of helped customers for a long time, been with the company for a long time, and sort of understand it really well.
That's true. I always go to that Lofty AI and just ask questions there, and it just takes me to the right direction. Does it also give me the pricing for AI or no?
I don't know
if I wanted to add AI. Let's find out.
Let's see.
Always fun product in the live.
Right?
We're finding out live. That's so funny. Let me zoom in on my screen so I could see. Oh yeah, look at that.
No, that's not true.
Well, there you go. It's fake. Fake news. Where do we go to find out the price?
Scan the QR code and get connected with Lofty's amazing sales team, and they can help you out.
Go. Even if you're a customer, if you want to add something, just scan that one, and then we can go from there. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. This is pretty awesome. I love seeing the growth.
Yeah, thanks, Tristan. And hopefully we can drive in a little bit more on some of these things in future events. I know we've had a lot of interest in homeowner AI, and I think that's something that maybe deserves its own session because that's really creating a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, I think breaking down each one of these and how to use these as they're more developed, that's going to be really important. Yeah,
for sure.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for jumping in. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks,
Have an awesome day.